Hi everyone. I don't have much to say about these screens. This is an LS063R1SX01. 63 means 6.3 inch. That one has, I believe, a touch sensitive digitizer, and usually they are put in a smartphone. But as I said, I don't have much to talk about these screen. So that one, and I also have another one. I will do separate video. And I had a problem for my project because, as I said, for phone, the screen. So the screen has a portrait mode. And so the resolution is 2560 by 1440. No. Invert that. 1440 by 2560. So when you order this from, I believe it is built in China, so you can order it on AliExpress. And what usually comes with it is an adapter board. So for this display, obviously, and so it does the connection between Lego type connector for phones to the MIPI, I think standard MIPI, to the driver board. So this is an HDMI to MIPI converter, and so we are going to use it. I have my laptop next to, right next to, on my left, and I'm just showing you the charger that I'm using. This is a 5 volt, basically 5 amps, 4.8 amps max, with each USB port 2.4 amps. So this is a USB to mini, and when I need even more power, I use the HDMI, the other HDMI. So I'm going to try with only 2.4 amps, and we are going to see if it's enough. So the light came on from the board, and it recognized it. Alright, good. So right now the resolution is crap. Okay. I'm going to extend. Yeah. And so as you can see, it does crazy amount of things. What? I'm going to unplug and plug it back in. Power it back on. Alright. So we should have... No. It's not the right resolution yet. Or is it? Powering it off. Power it back on. I'm sorry, this is very finicky. Alright. It didn't do that to me before, but whatever. Those screens are too complicated. Alright. So here you can see what I was saying, is that the screen is in portrait mode. And that's actually a huge problem for my project. So in Windows you can put it in portrait mode. Alright. So this is nice. It is very sharp. But right now I don't have the full display. I don't know why. So maybe a connector or something is doing something wrong. And so in Windows, when you put in portrait mode, landscape mode, you have 2560 by 1440. It's written that way, but basically the display is still running in portrait mode. So we are going to see what type of adapter it is. This is an ZHDISP063QHD. So it is meant for that display. And actually we are running at 60 Hertz. Because I tried many times and I wasn't able to. Yeah, so it feels like 60. Alright, so I will put it on 50 Hertz. So I have custom resolution utility, and that's where I tried basically overclocking the display. So I'm deleting the 60 Hertz profile, and it should be 50 Hertz display. So again, the power I unplug, plug back in. So right now it is working at 2.4 amps. Yeah, as you can see, the display shows right. You have full screen with the clock down there. Right, and that's nice. So I didn't want to say a lot of things about it. I haven't been able to run it 60 Hertz with that driver board. So that's a first. That's why I didn't understood why it was doing this stuff. And so yeah, usually it runs with more power. So sometimes it needs even more than 3 amps. Or maybe it's because it doesn't tells it well to the charger, you know. It doesn't, yeah, I don't know why. So I have some connections on top, but I don't know what they are. And I'm going to show you what settings, so what voltage they are. So ground is everywhere. So yeah, 3.4. So it did shut down for whatever reason. It shut the display down, but it's not always the case. So I did it again, very weird. Sometimes it doesn't. Alright, so next. 3.4. 3.4. Nothing. Some millivolts. Nothing. 3.4. 3.4. Something. Nothing. 3.4 and 3.4, I believe. Yeah. So these two are pretty much the same. And I don't know why it does that to the display. So I believe, yeah, it stops this sound, the coil whine sound, from happening. For, again, whatever reason. This is very not scientifical. There might be some other reasons, but I cannot repeat the way it's behaving. So I hope we saw everything that I was doing up there. And so I was hoping that those pins would make the on-screen OSD the on-screen display appear, or the menu to appear, but I believe there are none. So I'm making contact with 3.3 volts to that pin. 3.4 volts, nothing. Or maybe it's to ground, you should do it, but nothing. And again, 3.3 volts, nothing. To ground, there is nothing. So it's making contact right now because I'm in milliamps mode. Yeah, and the screen is still working. Coil whine has stopped, as I said. So the problem is that the screen is always 100% brightness. That's what I believe. Down there where all the connectors are, it is heating up very badly, so it's hot. It's hotter than the display. And yeah, the whole problem is coming from the landscape and portrait mode of use for that display. Also 60 Hz is a problem, but I believe we can find a way to make it work. I wanted to show you what display it is. Alright, I got everything. Yeah. So it's pretty much 6.3 inch, 1440p, Quad HD, that's what they say. But the resolution is reversed to a monitor. It has a 400 brightness, but I have a way to measure it, but I haven't tried. The screen is really bright. It's brighter than a Nintendo Switch, at least from first generation. And yeah, I don't know what I can say more. So because of my project, I wanted to be a landscape display in landscape mode, and so you can find a landscape driver board. There is this thing. Alright. There is that thing. But this is for an LS063R1SX01. And I will probably in the next video show you what it does. There is also other things. As this board. This is an HDMI to MIPI version 3.2. Well, it doesn't say much, but it was saying that the resolution would be 2560 by 1440. So I thought it would be a landscape driver board, and I actually bought it. Alright, I'm going to show you what it does in the next video, because otherwise this video would be too long, and even though I don't say much, the original video that I tried to record was way too long. Also, we can probably try to find at which voltage the display is running right now, just for the fun. So this is in voltage mode. And where could it be? I don't know. This would be 0, so this 24 volts. Alright. So almost 25, it is full brightness. Okay. So here is the board from close inspection. Everything will be in the description, except that I don't know which chip that one is, because removing the sticker isn't easy. This would be for a jack and sound, but there isn't any chip. So I think it wouldn't work if you, yeah. And not having the possibility to control the display is actually a very big problem. So the voltage, as I showed you, was around there. on that capacitor, very small, that it can, 25 volts. It can support 25 volts. And also I wanted to say that even though this is a touch capable display, there isn't any touch data plus or data minus connection. There isn't anything connected, so you cannot get the touch capability back. Alright, I just wanted to try and see how much this capacitor can. Alright, around 10 microfarad. Okay, nice. Maybe this other one is working. Yeah. So that's it. And yeah, one last thing is to connect the display to the adapter board. This is a Lego type connector, a smartphone type, but you have to connect it this way, or if the connector is on top, you connect it that way. Like that, the cable, the ribbon cable, is always going out from the adapter board. You will not put it that way, otherwise the adapter the cable would go on top of the. Alright, so maybe here, going out from the adapter board there, and if the connector is on top, alright, this way. If you reverse the connector, it could damage the display. Okay, to the next one.